Hey everybody, welcome back to the Working Man's Whiskey. I'm Bobby. Guys, before I start this review, I just wanted to tell you guys thank you so much for your support, for all the continued support, guys. I mean, we're over 1,000 subscribers now, officially. And when I started this channel a few years back, almost 3 years ago, um, I had no idea. I didn't have a number in mind as far as getting subscribers. I just wanted to get the word out there to other hardworking people that there are great whiskeys that you can get at an affordable price. Usually I do $30 and under. Every once in a while, a little bit more, but um, I've never been able to afford, the really big hitters, guys, the Pappies of the world and George T. Stagg. I mean, I've had those whiskeys and they are great, but I wouldn't have been able to even sample those without friends who gave me that privilege. And as great as those whiskeys are, there are so many great ones out there um, that regular hardworking people like you and I can afford. And again, that was the whole purpose of getting this channel started. So I've made a lot of great friendships, talked to some really cool people out there, and I just want to thank you guys for what we've turned this channel into. And here's to another great year and building on. So, um, hope you guys are having a great Saturday. Watching some playoff football today. Chiefs and Colts on right now. We got the Cowboys and Rams on later. You guys probably know this by now, and obviously I'm wearing a Niner jersey. I'm a big Niner fan, and as bad as we've been, it's fun, guys. I love football. I love sports. I love baseball, basketball, football, mainly. Some other good sports out there, guys, but um, love playoff football. So that's what I have going on today, and I thought it'd be a good time to get a little review on here. So as you can see, we have this is an Alabama whiskey, Clyde Mays, guys. This is Clyde Mays since 1946. It is put out by Conecuh Ridge Distillery out of Alabama. And I started, you guys know I love a whiskey with a good history. And this is no exception right here. As I read about Clyde May, I found out some pretty interesting stuff. Clyde May was born in 1925. He was in World War II. He won the Purple Heart. He was wounded in battle. He won the Purple Heart and the Bronze Star. And I always love a good, patriotic, um, just fully American, history. My grandfather himself was a hero in World War II. He won the Purple Heart as well. He won the Silver Star and also the Congressional Gold Medal, which is the highest medal that a civilian can win. So that's, I mean, I just always kind of connect those things, guys. And so as I read more about Clyde, I found out that after he got out of the war, he went back home to Alabama. He started distilling whiskey illegally in 1946. Um, he was a pretty popular guy. Um, the whiskey that he made was different. He wasn't your average moonshiner. He was known for his his cleanliness, I should say. Uh, his high quality ingredients that he used in his whiskey, and he also was famous for doing Alabama style whiskey, what was called Alabama style whiskey. He would put dried apples into his whiskey barrels as the whiskey aged. And I've had Clyde Mays, this is the bourbon right here, but they have the Alabama style as well. Hope to review it at some point because, guys, I don't like too many flavored whiskeys. It's just not my cup of tea. But this isn't your, fake, apple liqueur or whatever that people put into the whiskeys now, that some distilleries do. Um, the Alabama style that Clyde Mays does, they actually use real apples, and I've had it several times, and it is good stuff. I mean, it tastes like straight apple orchard, fresh apples. It's, I mean, you can't beat it as far as the you know somewhat flavored whiskeys go. I mean, this is naturally flavored, like truly naturally flavored. So I grew to be a fan of Clyde Mays a few years back, and as you can see, this one's the straight bourbon whiskey. It's 92 proof, and little more on the history of Clyde Mays. So Clyde uh, made his whiskey for years. Went to jail for it. I'll read you the back of this in a second, but he went to jail for it. Did his time, came back and started making his whiskey again, and he died in 1990. After that, his son Kenny May um, kind of took over. Wanted to pay tribute to his father, and so he started distilling whiskey legally. Although he ran into some legal trouble as well with his whiskey, and now L.C. May, who is Clyde May's grandson, is involved. He's the head ambassador of the company, getting the company's or the family's name out there and telling the history. And it's pretty cool, guys. I mean, Clyde May, interesting guy. I'll say that, to say the least. Definitely do some research on Clyde May's or Clyde May. They, if you look around, there aren't too many people that have too many bad things to say about this whiskey. High marks everywhere. They've won several awards, gold medals, all kinds of stuff. And this was actually made designated the state spirit of Alabama back in 2004. So uh, pretty highly thought of whiskey here. So let's open it up, give it a pour, and as you guys see, I have a few glasses here. I have this Glencairn glass right here, my normal whiskey glass here, and then I have my new Working Man's whiskey glass that my sister had made for me, and I thought I'd break this in today. The purpose of having these three glasses, there's a lot of um, talk about the best kind of glass to sample whiskey in. A lot of people like Glencairn glass right here because of the shape of it. They say it's better as far as nosing it and all that. But I've never really thought too much about it. I like my normal whiskey glass right here. It just that's what I'm used to, and I don't know. Today I thought I'd pour this whiskey into each one of these glasses and kind of just see if I can get different things from different glasses, or if it doesn't matter as much. I've heard some people say that the Glencairn glass is better for lower proof whiskeys as far as nosing them, but sometimes the higher proof whiskeys are too big for that glass. Just there's just too much going on with it. So we'll see how this is. This is a 92 proof, as I said. Give it a pour into each one of these glasses, just a little bit in each one. And then, as I said, I just want to break in my new glass right here. Really kind of digging this new glass my sister got for me. It's pretty cool to see the channel's name on the glass, guys. So really enjoy that. All right, so let's read the back of this and get started with this review right here. It says Clyde May was a moonshiner by trade, but a craftsman by heart. He made his famous whiskey in hand-built copper stills with fresh Alabama spring water and the finest local ingredients. The man was locked up for his passion, 8 months in the federal penitentiary, Yet he started up those copper stills the day he got out. This straight bourbon honors Clyde's dedication to the craft. We use simple ingredients and a patient aging process to produce a fine, easy drinking spirit. Like Clyde's own moonshine, it's a whiskey with integrity. Straightforward, porch sitting, rocking chair bourbon, and this time it's perfectly legal. I love reading that. Just that rocking chair, um, porch sitting bourbon. Um, Guys, I live here in California. I mean, this is we live in a more country part of California here, but there's something about the country. My family. I have family out in West Virginia. That's where my dad's family comes from. I have family in North Carolina, um, and every time I've gone to North Carolina, and every time I imagine West Virginia, I mean, I haven't been to West Virginia in years now, but I just I love the country, and just my family were moonshiners in West Virginia. A lot of them were, uh, and it's just there's something about that about that lifestyle that I just am drawn to, and I just Clyde May sounded like a pretty cool guy, so let's get to it. So I'll start off with this Glen I can't even say it Glen Cairn glass right here. Let's take a look at the color first. And guys, this is it's a solid amber color. This Clyde May's or Clyde May made his whiskey um, in the Alabama woods uh, and would age it for about a year. He thought that he kind of felt that instead of aging it for multiple years, that the warm climate of Alabama um, aged his whiskey faster. So he only aged it for about a year. But now this whiskey here is aged for um, it's aged for I think 5 or 6 years, 5 to 6 years they say. Um, at least that's what my research has shown me. So 5 to 6 years, and yeah. So on the nose, you get you do get some good fruit, but this one isn't the one that they put apples in. Um, Again, that's the Alabama style. This one here, you do get a lot of kind of fruit forward nose in this, but it's more of a I get more like peaches and maybe some dried cherries. Definitely a good hit of sweetness. And when I smell this, it's not so much of a corn sweetness. Don't know the mash bill on this, but of course I figure it's pretty high in corn content. But it's not a corn sweetness I'm getting with this. It's more of a brown sugar type sweetness. It's some like one of the notes I get with this one that I really like. It's like a sweet oat hay. Um, Definitely that hay note in there. You do get a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of oak. Let's take a sip, guys. And on the palate, again, that oat hay is one of the most prevalent um, things I get. You get a hit of that brown sugar, a little bit of vanilla, um, a little bit of oak. Oh. So, guys, I'm getting a lot of the same things with this glass as I did in the Glencairn glass. Not too much difference. A little bit, I guess, the sweetness and maybe a little more spiciness in this one here. There's definitely some spice. Maybe a little bit of rye. I don't know what the rye content is in this, but I get more like nutmeg in this than I do uh, rye. And again, I'm getting a lot of the same things with this one, but The spice I think comes out a little bit more in the Glencairn glass. And this one here, it's funny. I feel like I'm getting more of the. It's like I'm getting a little bit more of different things with each one of these glasses. This one I'm getting a little more of that kind of oat hay note than even this one. So this one, yeah, this one I'm getting some of that oat hay, but a lot of spice. I feel like this one I'm getting more, of a sweetness. It's weird, how this, how different glasses do give you different things in the nose. Um, they open up in different ways, with each glass. So it's just a good whiskey, a really smooth whiskey. Um, Between that oat hay note I'm getting, spiciness, that kind of brown sugar sweetness. Um, there's a lot going on with this, guys. Good oak. If you guys like oaky whiskeys, this has a fairly good hit of oak to it. I might have poured too much, guys. Trying to distribute into three different glasses, so let's condense them down into one. All right. So going with the Glencairn, because out of all three of these glasses, I'm liking this one the most in the Glencairn. Getting just a good hit of that spice. You do get that oaky note, that oat hay note, the brown sugar. I'm gonna be going back and forth between different glasses, but um, I feel like this is the best one for this whiskey right here. 92 proof, guys. So it's as I said, I've heard people say that that the higher proof whiskeys open up better and more open glasses, but at 92, this still isn't too high. It's just a good solid bourbon. Um, this everything I want in a bourbon is in this bottle here. Um, the proof isn't too bad. You get a good, um, just a lot of character with the 92 proof. Although lately I've been kind of gravitating more toward higher proof whiskeys, barrel strength whiskeys. Um, but this is a very good proofing for this whiskey here. Just a lot of character, guys. And supposedly this is Clyde May's own recipe that his son and now his grandson are keeping going. So um, very, very good stuff. Guys, if you can find this, I highly recommend it. It's just a good sipping whiskey. Mix it up if you want. I mean, this whiskey's not too expensive. It's high twenties to high thirties, depending on where you get it. But well worth your money. This is a very good bargain. Right there about the $30 mark, as I said. So try it out if you can find it. It's not everywhere. I can only find this at a few places around here. But definitely glad I got this bottle, guys. Every time I've had Clyde Mays, never let down. It's always a very consistent pour. So If you can find it, try it. Um, I'm gonna give Clyde Mays. Uh, I'm gonna give it a 92 out of 100. I know a lot of people out there are probably thinking, man, you're always giving these high scores. The reason I give a lot of high scores, guys, is because a lot of these whiskeys I review, I know are good before I review them. I just want to share them with you and let you know what I think. I've had some that I haven't reviewed beforehand. That some are good, some aren't quite as good. But this is one that I knew that I already liked, and it's very, very good. I've seen this rated as high as 96 in some bourbon or whiskey awards, as high as a 96, but usually it's at least rated about 90. So my 92, I think, is very well justified. Clyde Mays is very, very good stuff. And it's funny, I mean, Alabama, you wouldn't necessarily think of Alabama at first when you think of, a good um, bourbon or a good whiskey. But it is. This is very, very good stuff, and I'm very impressed by Clyde Mays, and love the bottle too, guys. It's pretty neat. That's, I guess, Clyde right there himself, and he left a very, considering that he was doing this kind of outside the law all those years, and probably just wanted to make a good whiskey. I mean, he put so much care into it with all the the cleanliness and the high quality of ingredients, and he left a great legacy behind. So, Clyde, this one's to you, and it's also to all you guys. Thank you so much for all your support, and I look forward to doing this for a long time. I hope, guys. So that's it for this one. Not sure when I'll be back, but hope to be back soon. And that's it, guys. Until next time, cheers.